Welcome back, everybody. This is another edition of KEIoneGaming and painting. What we have going on here is going to be some more of the final detail and some trim. I'm going to try and keep this video short, and maybe by doing so I can do a little bit, take a break and then come back and do something else on these models. So before we start, I want to make sure you can see these models. The light is a little bit off, but these are the models we've been working on. As you can see, I painted the white a little bit there, and then I still have to work on the hair, which is maybe we'll do that really quickly if it doesn't take too long. Maybe all I'll do for the hair is a couple of drastic highlights, and then do some darker parts. So I just want to make sure that I have everything here. Alright, sorry. So if we're gonna do the hair, I could do just some straight yellow, and then we're gonna be doing some of the metallic or some of the other parts that may not be metallic. So we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do with that. But for now, the yellow should be a quick pass over. It should not take too long. Right. So I'm gonna just add some water here, thin this down a bit. And then we're going to basically do a highlight on the yellow. Right, so we're just going to apply some of this yellow here. Right here, right, and you're just going to follow the highlight area of the hair. Basically, whatever's raised, you're going to hit that with just the pure yellow or whatever yellow you have. If you have something that's more of a matted color, if you want. I mean, depends on what you want. If you want to do the hair brown, you can do the hair brown and put in some yellow tones to give it a highlight. Or if you want to do black hair, you can do black hair. Now with black, you would have to do the basic hair would be black, and you wanted to give it a little bit of shine, so maybe you use some ink, not regular ink, but black ink paint is what it is actually. That is a special kind of mixture. It's really thin. It looks like water when you're using it. It really is very liquidy. It doesn't have any of the thickness or the texture that the paint has, and it literally just gets in everywhere. I guess one of the things it reminds you of is kind of like squid ink or some kind of inky animal or whatever. It's kind of hard to describe, but I mean, generally, if you think of it as pen ink, you're not going to go too far off. So remember, pen ink can just smear and go everywhere. It's not as easy to clean up, so once you put it on somewhere, it's usually going to have like a stain. Maybe that's a good way of thinking it, like a stain. If you ever had a wood or some varnish or wood staining, that would be a good way to think of it, right? So when you do that, you're going to have to remember that it does have that quality to it. So I'm going to do is take off most of the paint on my brush and just kind of drag it sideways across so that it will grab just the highlighted areas. So it will be just the parts that are actually raised. And I'm going to use this same napkin that I've been using for a while here, and then wipe off a lot of the excess water, leaving only the paint itself, so that I will grab the raised areas like that. And this one is actually, when you're doing this kind of thing like the hair or whatnot, it actually works better when the bristles start to come apart, because they look like stray braids or strands of hair, and it'll come out looking like that. Now this might actually looks a little bit greenish just because we have a green underneath it, so you might have to add a little bit of white, maybe throw in a dark wash, and then it'll come out more toward your liking. Or if you like it this greenish kind of color, you can leave it. I mean, it's really up to you, however you want to paint your model. It is your model after all, right? If it goes along with the story or whatever background you may have invented for it, you can just, just keep it. Just it goes along with the story. So it works out, right? You just throw in some. There we go. And alright, so we go like we can do another highlight. Just throw it on there. And this time we're gonna dry it out, not too much, because we do want it to get actually highlighted, right? So we do want it to get highlighted. We do want that yellow color to come through, right? So there he is. There we go. So you just apply it there. Oh, see? You get a little overzealous, you want to hurry it up, and you end up doing stuff like that. But it's still enough time to kind of clear that out. Alright? So that's basically the hair, what you're going to be doing. Alright, when you're doing the braid, you just do little edging, I guess you can call it. Just flatten out your brush and then just put a line there for each little braid knot, and it'll come out looking like there were braids or done yellow. Just be careful with actually hitting the face, because then you have to go over and do the face again. Right? So when you do it like that, the hair comes out really easy. It's not too hard. And then you could do like a brown wash, so make it look like it's a little dirty. Or, whatever color you want. Brown, yellow, make it look blonde. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. So it kind of works out well. And then I guess we can do is, for the sword, I'm going to do just some straight, oops, that's a lot, but whatever. It's no big deal. We're not going to be using all of it, so it's a little bit of waste of paint, but since we don't use metal that often anyway, it's not that big of a deal. And if you want, you could do a tiny bit of black, which can be used for all the colors really. So you take some of this black, put it down here, you thin it out a little bit, right? Because the black is very strong and it will overpower most any color that you put in there. which is why you want to always start up with your lighter color and mix it into the darker. Right? See, here we go. Now it's a really dark metallic color, which is is really what I do want. Not kind of, it's exactly what I wanted. This dark color here, and then just put it on to the actual sword here. Now this, what happened is this will give it a base for the metallic. It might end up being a little bit too shiny. I'm not sure yet. Be quite honest, I haven't used this metal color. This is the first time I've used it. So we're gonna find out together if this color is any good, or if I'm just gonna basically throw the paint away. Right? So we just apply it on here. Put it onto your sword. Right? Put it on both sides. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to leave it there because it's a little bit watered down. And we're going to let it dry. Now we're going to figure out what we're going to do for the handle. We should probably do some brown here that we have. But we're going to take some of this yellow and mix it in with the brown. Maybe we can take a lot of the yellow and mix it in with the brown. Give it a light color. So that yellow is no longer going to be good for us, but we do have this light brown color. We used to call it bestial brown, and then we're just going to do lines. I'm not sure if you can see it, but we're just going to do lines here across the sword hilt because there's actual lines. If you wanted, you can do the brown, get the paint, dab it, dry off if it's watery, and then just go down across and use the edging, which will probably come out better than doing the lines. But there are two different techniques that I wanted to show you, and you can do it however you want. I've been using a lot of the edging techniques, so I figured I'd switch it up a little bit at the beginning here and just do a line. Right? The line will come out thicker, and because it'll have more paint on the actual brush, so you will see a stronger color where you start the line. So maybe you want to use that as a highlighting method. Right here, see? And so it looks like your sword here has a leather wrap around the handle. Right? And then you can go back and then do some straight silver. And put it on there. And now it appears that maybe the brush has a little bit of brown left in there. This appears almost like it's a glittery kind of metallic. So I may not be using this metal again. But you can use whatever water-based acrylic. I would recommend a paint that's either a Vallejo. This is actually gold, and it comes out a lot nicer and smoother than this greenish color. Let's see if we can